Yo, what's going on, guys? How are we doing? Welcome back to another Dream Apart video. Yes, we have uploaded, well, we are going to be uploading twice in the last like 3 to 4 days, I think it is. But today's video is obviously the Premier League predictions. Now, I've written these down, wrote them, whatever, however you want to say it. It's going to be a fun one, but I've got obviously Charlie editing this video, so he's just going to put it up for me as I say it. So, number one, obviously, I'm going to go with Liverpool. I think they're still going to be a team to, like, knock off. As much as their pre-season was a bit, and they lost in the Community Shield yesterday, I still think, like, they're still going to be the team to beat. Second, I actually went with Chelsea. Now, obviously, you guys know I'm a Chelsea supporter. That's not the reason. I just think if we click, we're going to be deadly, realistically. The defensive, yeah, okay, it's a bit woeful at the minute. Like, it's hit and miss. But we've still got the transfer windows left. From the players that we're looking at as well, I think we could do quite a bit of damage this year with the strike force we've got and the players we've signed. Going off pre-season yesterday, the strike force looked very promising, and that's without like Pulisic, the likes, Mason Mount. So, see what happens with that one, I guess. Third, I went with Man City. Obviously, same again. They're gonna be another team to beat. With the strike force defensively, like they're very, very strong. It was very hard to choose between them and us. Who was going to be second and third, but I think we're going to edge it just maybe. With the fact that City love to have injuries. Fourth, I went with actually Man United. Now, it was so hard to decide second, third, and fourth because all the top four teams that I've chosen have got unbelievable strike forces like coming up for this season. I'm actually more scared for United for this season coming because with Martial, Greenwood, Rashford and Bruno Fernandes, it's gonna be one to watch. That's for sure. Sorry about the dog, guys. She's just enjoying herself there, I guess. Oh well. Arsenal, I went with fifth. Same again. I think they need one more season, maybe. Very much like us to click. You can see towards the end of the season how well they were performing. But I went with Arsenal fifth. Sixth, I went with Spurs. I don't know about Spurs. They are one of the most inconsistent teams that are in the league, like in the top six anyway. So I think they'll sit at sixth. I went with Everton at seventh. Purely for the fact the signings they are doing. Like, if they work, it's just going to be hell for people to go to at Goodison Park. Literally, for the fact that they are going to be signing Allen in the next couple of days. Decore looks very likely, and so does James Rodriguez. So, yeah, that's that one. Wolves, I went with eighth. Just because they're consistent. Like, they know how to grab points off teams. They might battle between sixth, seventh, and eighth, as I've chosen. But I don't know. It's one of those that I think them losing Doherty is actually going to be a bit of damage to them. So with Spurs obviously signing them. And then ninth, I went with Sheffield United just because I don't think they're going to pop off like they did last season. I think they're going to actually fall down. Now they've lost Henderson. I don't know how they're going to replace him. Like, he was unbelievable last year. So I think they'll definitely drop some points there. 10th, now this one obviously will shock you guys, I think, personally. I went with Leicester. Now, I don't know. I think they're going to do what they did a couple of seasons ago where they just fell off. And I think this season they're going to do it again. I think, like, obviously now Vardy can still bang the goals, but if it's not Vardy, like, who else is it going to be? If he doesn't perform, then they're just going to drop, realistically. Obviously, they lost Ben Chilwell to us. He was quite a factor for them last season. He did pretty well when he wasn't injured. I just don't think they'll do well as they did this season gone. 11th, I went Burnley. They just love to take top points off top teams, and I think that's what will keep them in that sort of bracket between like 8th and 11th and 12th, that sort of area. I don't think they'll push top 8 this season. I don't think so anyway. Southampton, same again. They'll be in that same bracket. These positions that I've chosen is the predictions that I'm going for. But I don't. It was so hard to choose in what category, for example, what position. It took me a good 45 minutes to actually solidly try and choose this. 13th, I went West Ham. I think with the add-ins of Dean Garner, if they keep Declan Rice, obviously I know Chelsea are going for Declan Rice still. That could really mess up their midfield. But I think they'll do pretty well this season. I can see them doing alright. 14th, Newcastle. I think they didn't do too bad after the restart. They did actually quite well. They did drop a few points here and there, but they beat the teams they had to beat. Now I think they'll do the exact same thing with St. Maxi performing. If he performs like that, I wouldn't put it past them to get in the top 10. Pardon me, sorry. In the top 10, personally. 15th, I went actually with Leeds United. Now, with the signings they are doing, I think they'll take off some players. They'll take some teams to beat. I think they'll put a challenge against some nice teams there. With Rodrigo, obviously I know they're looking at Luis Felipe, a centre back from Lazio. Same again. If they get him, they're making the right signings in the right areas. Obviously they lost Ben White, which was obviously a really dent to them. So, pardon me, apologies. So I think that's a team to look at this season. I think they'll be like the new, maybe like Sheffield United, Wolves, where they've come up and they'll just start deteriorating teams away, and they'll just. I think they'll do pretty well. 16th, Brighton off last season. I just don't think they'll perform in anywhere near the top 10. Not top 10, but that 10th to 15th area. Just because they're just inconsistent. Obviously they got Ben White now, so hopefully he can do a job for him. We'll soon see. At 17th, I went West Brom. Just going off how they played last year, I think they'll just about scrape relegation. Personally, it was actually a tussle between the top bottom four. It was so hard to choose. But 18th, I went Fulham to get relegated just because I think they haven't done anything to their side. From what I've seen or looked at, I don't think they've done anything. I don't think coming up from the Championship to the Premier League from playoffs, I don't think they're ready yet, personally. But we'll soon see. 19th, Crystal Palace. I just think if they get any injuries towards Zaha or any part of their strike force, they're just in trouble because they concede goals left, right, and centre. They can still put up a fight, but I just think they'll go down. And then bottom of the table, unfortunately, I think it's just going to be Villa. It's just the way it is, really, with Aston Villa. They're not consistent. They score goals, time to time, but then they concede double the amount after. After the restart, they put up a battle against Chelsea, for example. They were 1-0 up from a counter-attack. They did nothing all game. And then they just literally slapped down, and that was it. It was game over for them. 2 goals straight from the nearly kick-off. And that was it. It was game over for them. That was just an example. But, yeah, that's the table. Hopefully Charlie can get that all-in-one sort of table prediction that I want. But, yeah, that's it, guys. I hope you guys did enjoy it. If you want to see videos like this, if you've got any sort of suggestion to what I should do maybe next, like a club-by-club transfer window sort of thing, maybe. I don't know, but we'll see. But thank you guys for watching. It was much appreciated. Take care of yourself. Peace.